Hi there, it's Dave here from davestravelpages.com, and this is day 19 of my bike tour around Greece. I've spent the previous 2 nights in a campsite in Delphi, but today I've transferred up to a hotel because I had some work to do. So there's no cycling today. Instead, I'm going to take you over the kit that I've used so far on the cycling trip and let you know what I've thought to it. Here we go. Let's start by looking at the tent and the bike then. The tent is the Van Gogh Banshee 200 and I've had it for about 5 years now. I've used it on various different bike tours as well as other camping trips, and I have to say it's one of the best value tents out there on the market. It does have its limitations though, and these are 2 main ones I think. The first one is that it's not freestanding. This can be a bit of an issue if you're trying to nail tent pegs into hard ground, and the second one is that it can be a bit warm. Again, in Greece this can be a bit of an issue when even at night the temperatures rarely get below 24 degrees. That said, it's been absolutely fine for this trip, so no worries. I highly recommend that as an entry-level tent for bike touring. The bike itself is the Stanforth Skylander, and I've been using this for about 18 months. I've previously reviewed this bike, and you can check that out by clicking on the I button, which should appear on your screen any second now. I've been using 2 rear panniers and a rack pack, with no front panniers on this bike, and again, everything has just worked perfectly. To be honest, I've not even had a flat tyre, I've not even had to think about the bike, and after all, that's really what you want when you're touring. I did a bike touring kit review of everything I took with me before I started on the trip, and I'll put another eye on the screen here so you can go and check that out. I've not laid everything out here, I'm just going to point out a few things which I think are relevant as they jog my memory. The first one being the power banks. These have been a bit of a godsend. These ones themselves are a little bit old, so I could probably just do with getting some updated ones. For example, this one I've had for 5 or 6 years. It's still going strong, but I just wonder if a new one would be more efficient. I have started to think more and more that solar may be the way forward though. So I think for the next bike tour, I would like to experiment with solar. So that's that. Then bike touring inner shorts. I started off with 3 pairs. I'm now down to 2 because one were quite old and I went swimming in them, which you can check out in a previous video, and then after I went swimming I dumped them. So the bike touring inner shorts, I think really I only need 2 pairs. I think that's more than enough to carry with me in the end. And I only carried 1 pair of underwear with me, which, well, you know, I think it's just about enough, as long as I'm not being too social, if you know what I mean. The packing cube, I love taking the packing cube with me. It just keeps everything nice and neat, so that's a recommendation for bike touring. T-shirts, I've only got 1 here, but I've taken 3 on the trip with me in total, and that's been fine. I do think that my choice of t-shirts could have been better though, but 3 t-shirts was absolutely wonderful. It always meant I had a clean something to wear. There was always one drying, and I was always wearing one. I had 3 pairs of socks as well. There's 2 there, I'm wearing a pair obviously. These are actually hiking socks. I quite like these. So yeah, I keep these. This fleece I've worn a couple of times now. Yeah, at night if it gets a bit chilly, particularly on this tour, it's been quite useful. So yeah, that's come in handy. The toiletry kit, still can't get over this €3 pack towel thing. Who is it from again? Whoever they are, Mountain Warehouse, whoever they are. It's honestly, it's one of the best bits of camping gear I've bought. It dries you, and then it dries itself very, very quickly. In here was an assortment of medical stuff and cleaning stuff. Nurofen have been handy on a couple of days where it was just nice to have a little bit of a muscle relaxant at the end of the day. I don't drink alcohol, so 1 Nurofen seems to do the trick for me. Yep, so that's the toiletries. The sleeping bag has been fine. What hasn't been fine, I think, is the foam mat. So I always take a foam mat with me because I've just not come across a suitable sleeping pad yet. So that's really the next bit of camping gear on my list, is a good sleeping pad. So I will invest in one of those in the future. If you don't use one already, something like this, which is just a camping pillow, is just try it. I mean, this cost me, I don't know what it was now, £3, £5. Just buy one, try it out, and if your sleep improves, you'll probably take it with you on every trip. GoPro, this is what I've been filming all the film on for when I'm actually cycling. Can't remember what version that is. I think it's a 5, is it? I don't know. I did a video about this as well. If I can remember to, I'll put a link to the video on here as well. So yeah, that's a great thing. If you want to film a bike tour, then go for that GoPro. And the other thing that I think I'd like to replace is a handlebar bag. It has been fine, but I just can't quite keep enough stuff in there, including snacks and things like that. So I think I'd like to upgrade that to a bigger handlebar bag. Other than that, I've been very happy with the kit I've bought. The wet weather gear I've not used so far, but I have got bad weather forecasts for the next 2 days. So it looks like I'll be wearing that as I cycle back to Athens. There we go then, that was a real super quick roundup of the kit I've been using. And if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm not one for buying new bits of kit all the time. Most of that kit is over 2 years old, and most of it's 5 years old actually. Now that said, I do realise from this trip that I need to upgrade my sleeping system, so I think it's out with the foam mat, and I'm going to get some sort of inflatable mat, so that'll be the first thing I buy. And then it will be a new handlebar bag. Probably stick with Ortlieb, just get a decent handlebar bag. End of day roundup then. The daily spend today was €31, and that was on the camping for the previous 2 nights, a few snacks and a souvlaki. And I think the lesson for the day is just invest wisely in your kit, because it will last you for years and years to come. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for now.